Demolition was once loud, chaotic, and destructive, reducing buildings to dust with explosions that rattled entire neighborhoods. Today, it has become precise, controlled, and intelligent. Cities now demand machines that can dismantle massive structures quietly without disrupting life just steps away. Modern demolition equipment reaches higher, moves smarter, and works with surgical accuracy. Skyscrapers no longer collapse. They are carefully erased. What once required explosives is now done with hydraulics and strategy. These machines aren't just destroying buildings, they are reshaping cities. Number 5. Volvo EC750 EHR. Among the elite class of demolition equipment, few names command more attention than the Volvo EC750 EHR. This massive high-reach excavator was designed for one purpose: to tackle enormous structures where traditional machines simply cannot reach. With its extended boom and heavy-duty hydraulic systems, it has become a benchmark in modern urban demolition. When this machine made its demolition debut, it did not merely pass the test, it rewrote expectations. The EC750 EHR was used to dismantle a colossal industrial chimney that had towered over its surroundings for decades. Instead of bringing it down with explosives, operators chose patience over power. The machine climbed the structure from above, removing it brick by brick rather than knocking it down in one violent moment. And the most astonishing detail? What might have taken days using older methods was completed in minutes. The towering chimney was reduced to rubble in under an hour, a timeline that previously would have been unthinkable without expensive explosives or heavy collateral damage. What truly separates the EC750 EHR from standard excavators is its cab system. The operator does not sit in a flat, blind box. The cabin tilts upward dynamically, allowing the driver to follow the exact point of destruction with their own eyes. This provides natural spatial awareness and eliminates guesswork. While most machines require camera systems, this excavator gives its operator a direct line of sight into the heart of demolition. Later, this machine was deployed again, this time in a dense urban environment. An aging office complex stood in its path, surrounded by roads, pedestrians, and businesses that could not afford disruption. The task required absolute control. With hydraulic shears attached to its boom, the excavator sliced concrete columns as if they were wooden beams. Steel reinforcement cables snapped like twigs. Water jets sprayed constantly from the toolhead, suppressing dust before it could drift across the city streets. The building slowly vanished, not with an explosion but with a quiet mechanical rhythm. What remained was a neatly reduced pile of recoverable material, ready for recycling. The EC750 EHR proves something remarkable. Demolition no longer has to feel dangerous. It can be intelligent, it can be controlled, and it can be clean. Number 4. Caterpillar 6015B. In Britain, the urban demolition challenge is even more complicated. Many of the nation's tallest buildings sit directly in city centers where traffic, offices, and residents never sleep. That was exactly the situation in Birmingham, where a 20-story structure had to disappear without shaking the surrounding streets or closing the district. The answer to that challenge stood taller than the very building it was meant to destroy. The Caterpillar 6015B is one of the tallest demolition excavators on the planet. Its boom stretches into the sky like an industrial skyscraper, giving it access to heights once unreachable by conventional machines. Instead of tearing from the ground upward, this monster works from above. It begins at the rooftop and carefully dismantles down floor by floor. Support beams are severed from the top down, allowing each section to collapse inward rather than outward. This method prevents debris from spreading and keeps falling material close to the demolition zone. The full operation took over 3 months. Not because the machine lacked power, but because precision demanded patience. Every section had to be evaluated. Every movement performed slowly. You cannot rush a controlled collapse. Wind conditions were monitored daily. Structural integrity was reassessed before each new section was removed. The machine itself was carefully counterbalanced with reinforced undercarriages to maintain stability at incredible heights. To residents, it felt surreal. A huge concrete tower simply shrank day by day. There was no thunderous blast, no choking dust storm. Just the quiet sound of steel working through stone. The 6015B represents the pinnacle of modern demolition philosophy. Remove buildings the same way they were built, layer by layer. Number 3. Costello dismantling. Before the age of ultra-reach excavators, demolition's greatest weapon was momentum. In Plymouth, Massachusetts, one smokestack stood tall as a reminder of that era. The towering brick chimney had powered factories and guided sailors for over a century. It was part of the town's identity, but time had taken its toll. Structural engineers declared the stack unsafe. It would eventually collapse on its own, and that risk could not be ignored. To bring it down safely, Costello Dismantling deployed a colossal crane mounted with a wrecking ball. Each swing of the steel mass carried years of physics and force behind it. Unlike hydraulic shears, wrecking balls don't cut. They smash. The operation was slow and emotional. Every hit sent shudders through the steel boom. Bricks flew, dust rose, then settled. By mid-operation, deep cracks ran across the base of the structure. With one final impact, gravity decided the rest. The smokestack fell not with precision, but with power. It was demolition in its most traditional form, a raw reminder of how cities used to be erased. Number 2. Caterpillar 352 UHD. Not all demolition machines work at skyscraper height. Some operate closer to the streets where buildings are still tall, but not massive. The Caterpillar 352 UHD was built precisely for this zone. Compact compared to high-reach monsters, but equipped with astonishing power, it thrives in environments where space is limited but danger is high. In Oslo, an 8-story building stood in the middle of an active district. The structure was outdated and redevelopment demanded its removal. Yet heavy equipment could not disrupt surrounding infrastructure. The CAT 352 UHD stepped in. With its extended reach and specialized demolition shear, it cut through the structure floor by floor. The shear didn't break concrete, it crushed it. Reinforced steel snapped, columns disappeared. Dust suppression nozzles coated the air with mist. Traffic movement continued nearby. Pedestrians walked past unaware of the precise destruction happening only meters away. Once the job was complete, the building was gone, but the city remained intact. This machine proves one major truth. Demolition doesn't have to feel dramatic to be deadly efficient. Number 1. Kobelco SK1600. When demolition needs to reach heaven, there is only one kind of machine built for that task. The Kobelco SK1600. This is not an excavator, this is a vertical predator. Its extended boom stretches more than 170 feet into the air, allowing it to dismantle buildings that once rivaled its height. In Calgary, one project demanded extreme force wrapped in absolute control. A 10-story building, crowned with a penthouse, sprawled across the skyline. Redevelopment called for its erasure. But not collapse, not explosion. Erasure. The Kobelco rose higher than the building it was hired to destroy. From ground level, it looked unreal, a steel tower chewing another tower apart. Every motion of the boom removed history. The hydraulic shear at its tip worked like a gigantic jaw. It clamped, crushed, bit, tore. Concrete slabs snapped, floors disappeared, entire rooms folded into recyclable fragments. Apartments once filled with conversation became piles of dust. Where people once slept, steel now ruled. The destruction happened from the top downward. The building didn't fall and it shrank. Each day, fewer floors stood. The skyline physically descended before the city's eyes. No explosions, no shockwaves, just relentless, methodical extinction. By the time the demolition ended, the sky had returned. Empty. This is what modern demolition looks like at its highest level. Not chaos, but controlled destiny. The Kobelco 1600 does not destroy. It deletes. If this video blew your mind the way these machines erase skylines, make sure you hit the like button. It truly helps the channel grow. And if you love giant machines, insane engineering, and the hidden power behind modern cities, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another story like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.